Over the past decades, flight reservation was an outputting difficult task. As air travel becomes a viable transportation option in the early 40s, where thousands of people become ticket buyers. With the growing numbers of customers, carriers had to overcome numerous challenges to make booking fast, convenient, and operationally easy. I'm JB De Lagahet, and I will propose a solution from the current problem that the customers facing every time they book or reserve a flight. This proposed system will certainly give an answer from the problem that the customers face. Airline booking inventory system is designed to give convenience, less hassle reservation to the passenger. So the objectives of this proposed project is developed to provide efficient processing of sales of airline booking inventory system. It generates inventory reports and updating records. The scope and limitations of this proposed system is focused on flight reservation inventory system of an airline company, which is ticket reservation. Both the admin and customers can access the system. The admin can see all the informations that the customers filled up, while the customers can also see the result copy or the ticket. So in order to achieve this proposed system, the researchers include the software, hardware, and human resources requirements. So in table 1, it discusses the software requirements of airline booking inventory system. So in this table, the software requirements is the data management system, the Visual Studio 2010, and its specification is the MySQL database and Windows 10. So in table 1, it presents all the software requirements used to develop the airline booking system. Each software requirements plays an important part to make the proposed system possible, like the MySQL that helps to discuss the process and flow of the management system. Visual Studio that is needed in order to create a system prototype if there is. So the hardware requirements for the airline booking inventory system. The hardware requirements is laptop, of course, the internet, and the thermal printer. So here are his minimum requirements and description. So in table 2, it shows the hardware requirements that is needed for this airline booking inventory system. It includes laptop, where the hardware and software met, internet for connectivity, thermal printer for printing out the receipt. So in table 3, discuss the human resources requirements of airline booking inventory system. So the table shows the requirements and its description. I didn't include the description because it's already included in the table. So in chapter 3, it has its design and methodology. This is the Gantt chart that I made and its description. So the Gantt chart shows in the figure 1 discuss about the flow of the researchers and serve as the researcher's guide for creating and working the study. It describes the procedures that must be followed in its completion. This provides a clear understanding about the proposed project. It shows the exact date when a specific phase of the development started and must end for the date when its specific phase. Chapter 1, 2, and 3, and the system to complete the requirements for us as the subject. So this schedule is being followed to meet the target deadline system. Gantt chart help the researchers to fulfill all the activities of the system In order to produce a successful output, the researchers followed the time included in the Gantt charts to have a successful output. So, context diagram of airline booking inventory. In this table, figure 1 is the context diagram. This diagram shows the scope of the airline booking inventory system. It also shows the process or the flow of transactions in and out of the system. So since this inventory implements online operation, each input that the customers did will be sent directly to the admin. As shows in the diagram, the system is surrounded by three entities, namely the customer, the cashiers, and the admin. Each entity is connected to the system through its input and output. So the data flow diagram of my inventory system. So figure 2 shows the data flow diagram of airline booking inventory system. In here, the flow of data between a generalized application within the domain and the other entities and abstractions with each it is connected is reflected. This data flow diagram of airline booking inventory system have three entities, namely the admin, customers, and the cashiers. Each entity requires the necessary inputs of its corresponding information in its processes that should store in the database. So the functional decomposition diagram of airline booking inventory system. In figure 3 shows the functional decompositions of diagram of airline booking inventory system. The diagram shows the flow of the said inventory system that includes the following entities: the customers, admin, and cashiers. Each entity is composed of two sub-entities, which is the customer have two sub-entities, which is the input or the payment, the receipt, and the admin also composed of two entities, which is the reservation info, records of the consumer's input, while the cashiers, on the other hand, has also two sub-input: the confirmation details and the records of sold items. So the entity relationship diagram. In this part of chapter 3, it shows the entity relationship diagram of airline booking inventory system. It involves four entities, which includes each foreign key. The first entity is the airline, which is the name, airline city, airline state, and airline country. The second entity is the flight that has its primary key, the flight number, and has 6 sub-foreign key: the flight name, the fare, numbers of available seats, departure date and time, and the arrival date and time, and the airline code. For the third entities are the booking. It has its primary key, which is the booking ID, and includes 11 sub-foreign keys: the booking seat, numbers, booking date, time, credit card, the total cost, payment status, booking class ID, passcode ID, flight numbers, and the booking class ID. The booking class for the sport entity has its primary key, the booking ID, that also include 2 sub-foreign keys: the booking class cost factors, booking class description. So overall, this is my project proposal. And thank you for your listening.